What's going on, boys? I got the NFL picks for you for Friday, August 8th. Now, before I get into anything, if you boys could drop a like and subscribe, that would help me out a ton. So if you guys can go do that before we get into this, I'd really appreciate it. Now, just to quickly hop into our picks for today, I would like to talk about my picks for today. However, the Raiders game is still going, so about half our picks are still running right now. But as of right now, Tyler Warren hit for us, Jamar Chase hit for us, and then the Eagles barely gave Kyle McCord any playing time at all, so that totally sucked. They literally put him in with like 5 minutes left. Would have rather gotten a DNP at that point, but whatever, doesn't really matter. We're gonna jump into our plays for tomorrow. Now, our first one, right on our screen already, going to be Bryce Young, more than 44 and a half passing yards. Now, very surprisingly, most of the teams so far, obviously we've only seen 3 games, but there's only been 2 teams so far that haven't played their starting quarterback, which is pretty uncharacteristic for preseason. But I think that Carolina is going to be one of those teams that end up putting Bryce Young in for at least a little bit. And obviously, if he doesn't get any playing time, that's just going to be a DNP, whatever. But I do believe he will get some playing time. And 44 yards or 44 and a half yards is really not a lot to ask for him. Yes, it is preseason. Yes, they're not trying to play their best football by any means. However, he's got a ton of new weapons on offense, so that's absolutely sick. Tedero McMillan being the biggest one. Um, so I think Bryce Young will easily get these 45 yards. Again, really not a lot to ask for him. I think he'll have a pretty good game. But again, it is preseason, so nobody's really playing their best football except for those rookies. Those rookies are trying to get their spot on the roster. But for veterans who have already secured that starting spot, really not trying to play super crazy football. But again, the line's at 44 and a half, guys. That is virtually nothing. Really not worried about it at all. Super confident in that play right there. And then our second one is going to be Harold Fannon. Now, obviously, Harold Fannon was an absolute dog in college. This dude was absolutely crazy. Now, obviously, on a smaller team, he didn't get a lot of looks, but honestly, this dude was one of the better college tight ends last year. He was insanely good. Now, obviously, thrown on Cleveland with a bunch of quarterbacks who are either young or just aren't very good. I think that Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel will end up getting most of the playing time tomorrow. I don't think that they're going to play Flacco. They're probably going to want to start him in the actual season. And Kenny Pickett is generally just terrible at football. So I think that those 2 young guys are going to get most of the looks. And then obviously, as I was saying with Tyler Warren today, those young guys getting up to the next level, they like to have that safety outlet be their tight end. So they love hitting tight ends. And there's actually been a ton of passing for the games that have happened today. Not a whole lot of running out of those teams, but a ton of passing. So that's really good to see, especially for just a standpoint of just like a nice little bar for us to have and compare the next few days to. So that should be nice for us. So obviously these are going to be our 2 plays. Bryce Young, more than 44 and a half passing yards. Like I said, guys, he's got a ton of new weapons. I think that they're going to want to throw him out on the field and have him try out those new weapons. So I think that'll be an absolute easy cash for Bryce Young right there. And then obviously our second one, Harold Fannon, more than 19 and a half receiving yards. Like I said, this dude was an absolute dog in college, and it is preseason. They're going to want to get their young guys out there throwing the ball, and those young guys love throwing a tight end, so that's absolutely sick right there. Now, obviously, the link to Chalkboard, link to VIP, those links are both going to be down below as usual. I said it in my last video, I did throw a 75% discount on VIP for you guys because of how good we've been doing, so the link obviously going to be down there. Just pop over there, throw in code SWEEP. You guys will get 75% off for the month, so that's absolutely sick right there. Now, just to talk about Chalkboard really quick, they switched how they do their promo codes, guys. So before you would get free plays, and then obviously that deposit match up to $100. They're switching it. What they're doing now is if you sign up with my code SBL on Chalkboard, you're going to get, again, all their free plays. So that part does not change. However, there is no deposit match at this point, but you get a free $20 when you sign up. You don't even have to deposit now. It's just a free $20. So if you guys go to Chalkboard, throw in my code when you're signing up, you literally just made $20 off of doing nothing. So obviously that is absolutely sick. Again, guys, the deposit match was free money, but at the end of the day, you still had to put money in. This is literally free money. They're just handing you guys money. So absolutely sick stuff right there. Again, right here, no deposit required, guys. I know it's probably repetitive at this point, but it is free money if you guys sign up with this code. So super, super easy right there. And then again, obviously those free plays. And then As I've said in my last few videos, I will throw it on top. If you guys sign up with my code, let me know somehow. I'll make sure it's legit. If it is, I will give you guys 1 month of free VIP. So again, free picks, literally the freest money you could ever get, and free VIP, absolutely sick stuff right there. But other than that, guys, I'm going to get out of here because I've got nothing more for you. So I will see you guys tomorrow.